Very nice bronze, very nice. And it is signed in the base. It's $650 bronze. Apparently, there's a whole biography right here of Maude Adams. Watch me in the last episode, we saw some things that were cast bronze, and they turned out to be bronze powder and resin. And I tested that bronze by tapping it with a little piece of metal. Hear the ring? Hear that? Yeah. That's a real cast bronze. And that's how you tell it's not resonated bronze powder. Beautiful work.
So is it worth $650?
Easily. Easily. And if I wasn't looking for something that represents the vintage period, I'd be buying this because it's really well done. And its condition is great. Nice big book here by Grandma Moses. Heavy too. This is a big art book. Oh, and it's published by Abrams, who is one of the foremost art album publishers. This is really well done. Lots of images in here. And she painted in a style that was called naive. Fairly primitive, but very popular. And in Canada, we had a similar painter, Maude Lewis, on the east coast of Canada, was known as Canada's Grandma Moses. And she had similar success with these very, very naive paintings. For me, I look at them and I think, you know, technically they're not really highly skilled painters, but commercially, absolutely successful. Both Grandma Moses and Maude Lewis. Vintage. That is what I call vintage. That's abstract expressionism, and it was popular in the mid-20th century, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's signed H. Frank, and it's in very good condition, extremely good condition. I see no defects with this canvas whatsoever. The frame is beautiful, it's intact. That's a great example of vintage painting. 1950s, 60s, 70s maybe, abstract expressionist, and I think I know who this is. I think this is Harold Frank. But to be absolutely sure, I need to look at the back. So let's see if we can get someone to bring this down. And I'm looking for something very specific on the back side of this to confirm this is Harold Frank. So here's the back side of this picture. Now, the painting has an identifying tag on it, 29064. That probably means it is an exhibition or inventory record. I'm hoping that this painting is by the California abstract expressionist Harold Frank. And normally I would see a stamp, and in that stamp he would have put his details of the title, maybe the date of creation, and his name, and this lacks that stamp, so that doesn't help me in terms of the provenance. But I'm going to ask the proprietor here if she knows anything more about this painting and kind of give us a clue as to who it's by. Oh, there are some more numbers here. Oh, I think that refers to the frame. It says gold. The size is there. Okay, same number, 29064. So all that number is a matching number to the frame. So when the frame was ready, they knew which artwork had to go in. 107, which is probably the invoice number. So why don't we get the proprietor and see what she can tell us about this particular piece. Good morning. Here we are with Judy Davis. She is the proprietor of Vintage Junction here in LA. And I wanted to know, how long have you been operating Vintage Junction?
About 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
And
by day, I sold industrial equipment, and nights and weekends, I bought and sold estates, and I managed some estate sales. And then when we downsized our industrial equipment business about 8 years ago, then I had these wonderful buildings.
oh, so these were part of the original industrial equipment buildings?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Now I just have, you know, at 82 and 50 years of the business, I've still got customers out there that call me now and then. So I do a little bit of industrial equipment, but mostly antiques.
Mostly antiques and collectibles and estates?
Yeah.
So you're still involved in getting a lot of estates?
Oh, it is incredible. I could shop every day.
No kidding.
And buy. It's just incredible the amount of material that's available. Part of it is, well, having the cash to buy, which
Yeah.
I've worked hard to do that, and then having the space. And I'm just very fortunate to have this space to bring in things.
I mean, there's an awful lot of things in here and some very, very good works of art and antiques. How long did it take you to accumulate this kind of a collection?
Well, this that you see here in both buildings, probably in the last 5 years.
5 years.
And it's been consistent. I mean, it just moves. There are things that have been here for 5 years too. I just don't worry about that. There's always a buyer that will come along.
Really?
That will be the piece they want. But it revolves constantly.
So there's always new things coming in, things going out. That's what I tell my audience, that you can go to an antique store, an antique mall one day, find nothing, and come back next week and you find that hidden masterpiece that we've all been looking for, you know. The one thing that I find compelling about your operation is most of these antique malls are made up of 8 by 10 or 8 by 20 or 20 by 20 booths, and they have all these individual vendors, but that's not the case here.
No, this is me. Of course, my partner and best friend Lenora has the 2 rooms up
Yes.
front. And she's a nurse by profession, but a wonderful decorator too.
Really?
She was my first customer in 2019.
Is that how you met?
And I wouldn't let her go. So she brings things here and curates very well, very well.
So do you have many pickers that bring things to you, or do you go out and find it all?
I do it all myself. I mean, there are people that say, hey, I got this or I got that, and maybe I'll buy it, but that's not where I depend on finding things. You know, there are probably other people doing it the way I do it, sourcing 50 years ago to find better stuff, and that I didn't have to shop with 500 other people,
Right.
You know, stand in line, and so that's held up pretty well. So I shop privately, I pay more, and of course I pay freight getting things in.
Of course.
It's all Southern California, except this last batch that came in was from Ohio, the complete household of a farm in Ohio that I brought in.
That's amazing. You know, estate sales are often the places you can find some really good hidden masterpieces.
Oh yes, oh yes.
But the problem I found, Judy, is if it's advertised and they say, we have a painting by this famous artist, I mean, every picker in the country, in the county, is going to be at that estate
you get
sale.
there 3 days before and camp out.
It's the only way you're going to get it.
And you know what? That's okay. That's fun. And if that's what you want to do, fine. I don't have time to that. And I know I miss a lot of good estate sales. And more power to
the people that go there.
And people that go there. And now there's so many more people that are in the business. They are selling online or eBay or whatever, and they've learned that there's hidden money there.
There is.
And are they making a lot? I don't know, and it's none of my business. The point is, as I tell people, oh, I want to do this, I said, well, first thing you have to figure out, how much can you afford to lose before it takes off? Because you're going to I've made all the mistakes and probably still do.
Well,
but and I've got losses, like all those couches out there. They're free. Come get them.
I completely understand. I mean, they say experience comes from, or wisdom comes from experience, and experience comes from making mistakes.
Yeah.
And I
that
think
is so true.
In the painting business, I mean, I bought a lot of clunkers, you know, stuff I thought was I thought I thought someone else would like it.
You know what I found though, I've done that too, but my philosophy too is if I buy it, they will come. So the more I show it, you know, this painting I've had for probably 4 or 5 years. And I've had people say, oh, I want that, but just not really willing to split.
Go all the way.
Or pay the money for it, you know, whatever. And then one day, a person comes along and that's the one. So because I have the space, I just don't worry about it. And because of my age, I just don't worry about it.
So you can.
I've told my boys, no funeral, no memorial, just have a sale. And have fun, you know.
Well, we're not looking forward to that.
No, but you have to be fun about that.
Exactly.
Because that I'm dealing with that every day. People that are downsizing, moving to smaller, or the person has passed, the parents have passed, and the kids just don't know what to do with a lot of stuff. And they've given stuff, they've donated stuff, and then I said, why don't you make some money at it? And by the way, I take no donations. I buy everything, and if I'm going to make money, I figure other people should too.
You know, I took the same approach whenever with paintings. Artists would want to consign them, and I'd say, no. I'll buy what I want. If I like it, I'm going to buy it. Then there's no strings attached, you know. And
now I do have one consignment on here. The woman was the curator for the Frank Lloyd Wright House.
Oh no!
And so her home is fantastic, like those Tiffany candlesticks and the hand-hammered copper and the stickly furniture, the craftsman, that is here on consignment. I'm working with the executor on that, and we can't even get into her house for the most part, so we're just bringing it here little by little. The furniture, oh my God, we sold so much of her furniture, wonderful craftsman furniture.
Wow.
Just unusual pieces. And
that's amazing. Now, you did bring up this painting. So you've had it 5 years. Do you know a little bit about the history of this painting?
I do.
The provenance.
Now, it's my understanding, now I'll try to remember all of this, but an old Los Angeles family, in fact, they had the largest lumber yard in Los Angeles in the late 1800s, late 1900s. And they had a grand home over in Larchmont Village, that Hancock Park, that area. And they sooner or later they downsized that, and then they downsized it. And now the grandfather, one of the children, is left, and he's passed away, and his daughters are now dissolving the estate, and that's where I got this. A beautiful, beautiful condo, but that this came out of in Hancock Park.
Do you know who the artist is?
I don't. I mean, I look up things so far. I know what I paid. I just don't try to get the last penny out of things. My whole goal here, 50 years ago, was to transition a lifetime of belongings into another life to belong.
Right.
And I mean, I suppose you could do it, but I chose to make it affordable for people, for the kids today that can have nice pieces, durable, sustainable pieces at a decent price. And I'm making money, I cover my overhead, I'm still paying for these buildings, you know, the insurance and everything that goes along with owning a business.
Fabulous. Well, I'll tell you who I think this is. I think this is by Harold Frank. And Harold Frank was a Los Angeles abstract expressionist. He painted principally mid 20th century, so 1950s, 60s, 70s. He did a lot of florals and kind of in this style, abstract expressionism. So that's who I think it is. I think it's Harold Frank. Now, to be absolutely sure, there would have been a stamp on the back. He would stamp the back of his canvases, and he would put a title and a date and his signature.
Are we going to look?
We did, and it wasn't there. I'll show you what is there. What is there is just this.
And that might have been something for their estate number or something.
Actually, I believe it's the frame. So you'll see the same number, the same number. It says 107, and then the frame, the same number is here.
Here it is, 29064 and 23 by 29. There.
So they taped that on the back of the painting, and then when they had the frame finished, so they could match it, they just looked for the number.
Yeah.
So it misses that, but here's the story. This is such a well done picture. It's such great shape. This is not an amateur work. I'm pretty sure that's Harold Frank. So 5 years is all it's going to be here, I'm buying it.
Well,
Thanks
all
so much
right.
for speaking to us.
Thank
and
you.
you continue the good work. This is a fabulous place, people. Come out.
Yeah, Vintage Junction, LA. We're open Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 11 to 3.
Address?
4436 Worth Street, Los Angeles. That's El Sereno area, so it's East Los Angeles. And a nice parking lot, easy freeway access, and would love to have you come by.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Judy. Remember, everybody, happy hunting. Bye for now.
Yeah.
If you've been seeing this book and wondering who it's from, my name is John Sumner. I've spent a long time in the art world as a dealer, an appraiser, and as a working artist. I wrote a no-nonsense guide to buying art because I've seen how confusing and intimidating buying art can feel, even for people who genuinely love it. This book isn't about trends, and it's not about telling you what to buy. It's about learning how to look at art with a bit more confidence and trusting your own taste instead of second-guessing yourself. If that sounds helpful, you'll find the book in the link below. And if it's not for you, that's completely fine too.